So today I'm going to talk about the Bisbee Massacre. It happened December 8th, 1883 at 7 p.m. or just after 7. Happened at the Goldwater and Castaneda Mercantile Store in Bisbee, Arizona. 5 men armed murdered 4 people and wounded another, only to get 3K and 2 gold watches. Now, those 5 men were purportedly uh, recruited by John Wesley Heath, who was a former Cochise County, Arizona deputy sheriff who owned a saloon and dance hall in Bisbee. His clientele were mostly outlaws. He knew the outlaws knew him, and that's where he had gathered information that there was $7,000 going from the Copper Queen mine to that mercantile, hence to why he organized 5 cowboys to do the deed and take that money. Now, after this happened, well, a little bit about John Wesley Heath. He had a history of cattle rustling, uh, and like I said before, he knew the outlaws. So the uh, the cowboys in question were Daniel Dowd, Comer Sample, Daniel Kelly, William Delaney, James Howard. After this event happened, Cochise County Sheriff Jail Ward organized 2 posses. One ran by him to look at all the other sites around Tombstone to find these outlaws, and then William Daniels, who went to Bisbee. Daniels questioned Heath, who admitted he knew the outlaws involved and offered to help. The problem was he knew a little bit too much about the outlaws and too much about the killings. Outlaws were apprehended by the sheriff and told told the sheriff that Heath had prior knowledge of the crime. Heath was later apprehended. The 5 cowboys were tried in March, and they were eventually hanged. Heath was tried separately in February of 1884. Now, there was a mob, a lynch mob of 50 or more men who stormed the Tombstone County Courthouse to take Heath out of his cell. Now, top right corner, that's the Tombstone Courthouse. Just a fun fact here, the Earps were never tried here. They were tried right next to Shefflin Hall. There used to be a adobe building. That's where they were tried. It's no longer there. Now it's a parking lot. So reports say there were about 7 men that went into the actual jail, stormed the jail, didn't take the cowboys for some reason, but took the well, actually, that's not. Hmm. Oh, actually, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of reading my notes here. Um, yeah. So there's reports of 7 men they took Heath out of the jail. They left the cowboys alone. So apparently the cowboys were in the jail with Heath, but they left them alone. Um, and he proclaimed his innocence. What he purportedly said was, "Boys, you are going to hang an innocent man, and you will find it out before those other men are hung. I have one favor to ask, that you will not mutilate my body by shooting into it after I am hung." So they actually didn't do that. They actually did not shoot him after he was hung. So they granted that request. And top left there is where they hung him on that telegraph pole you see there. You can't really see the people in there because it's kind of distorted. The picture's not really good, but they look really happy with themselves, very glad that they did that, which is interesting. The 2 pictures you see on the bottom, One is of the cowboys that were hung, and then John Heath, and it marks that he was lynched by the Bisbee mob. Most of the people who went to Tombstone were from Bisbee, were miners, and they served their own justice. It this whole incident kind of sparked the Wild West back into Tombstone, like that it was a dangerous place. Tombstone was trying to get out of that notion. They didn't want to be seen as a lawless town, so this really hit Tombstone real hard as far as like the reputation. So it hit the reputation of Tombstone really hard, and that telegraph pole is still there. It's not uh, the foundation is still there, I should say. The foundation is still there. The telegraph pole is gone. The telegraph pole is going to be on that corner before you even get to the courthouse. It's going to be to the right. You can easily miss it, but there's a plaque there that says that John Heath was hung here. Now, when I was doing a ghost tour over there in Tombstone with that historian, he was talking about the event and everything. We had temp guns that he had loaned us, so we hit the beam on the wood where the gallows were. So those gallows were reconstructed. They're not the original gallows. I think they were reconstructed, but they're registered as like 20 degrees lower than what it was. So it was 40 degrees. We hit the beam. It was like 20 degrees for the wood. Could be a natural anomaly, or it could be, you know, there might be something with those gallows. And then he told us about the ghost stories that would happen in the courthouse, how things would move, and staff say that there's something in there with them. My ghost story was, or my experience was that I saw like this silhouette of a man, and it was like a metallic blue, and he was like right by the little stump right where the telegraph pole was. And to this day, I think it's either one of the lynchers, or it's actually John Heath, trying to proclaim his innocence. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, it's an interesting story. Nobody really knows of it unless you live in the area, unless you're really into um, Western tales and stuff like that. Things of that nature. But anyways, I thought that was neat. So I'm gonna end this video. Sorry. Just had some hiccups and stuff just now. Anyways, that's the end of the story. My videos tend to be choppy. I don't really edit them. I might edit them in the future, but all my little quirks are in this video. But have a good day.